Education is a critical part of agroecology, and education and learning happens across informal spaces in grassroots organizations, in social movements, in farm organizations, but it also happens in informal spaces, including primary education, secondary education, universities. And it's really important because education is a way by which people transform themselves, and by transforming themselves can help to transform food systems through agroecology. And so we're really focusing in on agroecology in higher education. And in higher education, there's typically an approach to learning and to building capacity around agroecology that often reflects more of a top-down approach that really kind of maybe is contradictory of the agroecology approach, which is about the co-creation of knowledge, about participation of people in the processes of knowledge creation and mobilization. And so it's really critical in higher ed to kind of reimagine how we do education, to center different kinds of knowledges, to bring them into dialogue together, to really focus on how we can learn about all of the principles through a transdisciplinary perspective, how we can link to the political project of agroecology. So what kind of political strategies might we need to advance agroecology? And also to do work and learning that's experiential and hands-on, so that it touches the science, the practice, and the movement aspects of agroecology. And this isn't something that is kind of like commonly held. And so the work we're trying to do we have a group called the Let's Educate for Agroecological Transformations, which is a community of practice of different programs that have had a lot of experience building agroecology in different places. But also that in articulation with the Research, Innovation, and Education Working Group of the Agroecology Coalition, really trying to deepen this and to advance this and to support people, educators, programs to deepen their practice of agroecology in this way. The other thing I'll mention that's really important for higher education is for the programs and the educators and the learning to be deeply connected to the territories they're in, the social processes of agroecology that are underway, while also being connected to the global. So thinking about how global processes and movements and scientific communities connect with what's going on in the place, because agroecology is really focused on a place-based approach that's adapted to the local territories. And so to be effective at advancing agroecology, that's a critical aspect of education for agroecology.